Good morning, everybody. Hi. How's everybody this morning? I know, time change. Something come up for later tonight, so I wasn't able to keep tonight's schedule. So I figured, well, we'll put it on this morning. This way, you guys don't miss out on what's been going on. Let's see who's come to join us today. Well, good morning, Miss Pinky. How are you? I hope you're all well. Sheila, welcome in, doll. Sheila is a gorgeous artist in all of her own right. Guys, and go over it and check out her page and all of her stuff. She is brilliant. And all of the lurkers out there, and I'm sure everybody will pop in once they realize that I changed the time. So I hope you're all well. I hope everybody enjoyed the surprise live last night. Hello, Miss Sage. How are you? And of course, we got the coffee. French vanilla this morning. So, and you see, I've got the gloves on because the hands aren't too happy today. So, it's amazing how something simple helps out so great compared to everything else I've tried. Definitely helps with the swelling. So, I hope you enjoyed last night. It was fun. I love doing the surprise ones, they're great. They'll come up more often. Well, there she is, Miss Leanne. Since when do we have a Craft Edge Zero Dark 30 weirdo? That's me, your favorite weirdo. Yeah, something come up for later, so I'm not going to be able to do it later. So I'm here. Hello, Betty. How are you? So good morning to everybody. And I was nice. I did my nails, so it didn't look like shit. So how are all of you ladies today? I only have a short time before I have to go. Oh, that's right. Road trip for Sage. So see, I accommodated Sage so that she didn't miss out on any. So yeah, you see, I've spent time redoing stuff. You got a bigger view here of the table, but the table's extended that direction. And that's where the computer stuff is set up. And then when I do get the newer equipment, I have more room for everything. I took out all the old stuff that wasn't working, so hopefully the sound and everything is good, guys. It's a progress. And then when I get I'm able to get the new stuff, I'll be able to have more room to set it up. I'm good. I'm doing all right. I'm good. I'm glad you're good. Also, I'm still streaming on both channels. So this way, you guys, if you want to do donations or whatever, you got to do it on the Raw side because this one hasn't been monetized yet. So I can't get all the goodies and the surprises on this one just yet. Still working on it. Hopefully, I'll get this one up to the numbers and then we can just do it all on this one. Good morning, Susan. Poor Susan had to work today. So, oh my goodness, what miniatures are you doing? We are continuing with the greenhouse. We're continuing the greenhouse build, and I'm going to show you how far or where we left off, and this is all where we left off, and I'm going to show you the finished product. I did a little adjusting on some of it because I'm telling you, the paper flowers, I'm not a fan of the paper flowers. They're a bit of a pain in the cheeks. I'm great. Been busy annoying the AI again. Oh, you've been having fun. Which one should I be on? Whatever one you want to be on. This one or the Raw side. Like I said, Raw side, you have to, if you want to donate or send chats or jewels or all that stuff, then it has to be done on Raw side. Just for now, until I get up to the 1,000 mark. It might be a while on this on this channel. So that's why I'm doing the double stream. So this way, if you guys want to do that, it's all up to you. But here we're hopefully everybody's got some great fun planned for today. I'm gonna start my fun off with this, and then it's out in the yard. I've got so much to do out in the yard, and I've already got a plan in head because it's supposed to be in the 80s. So I'm just gonna wear the bathing suit while I'm doing the yard work, and then after that, just gonna jump directly into the pool. It's the only way I'm going to survive it. I can't share on this. You can, people can, you guys can post links and stuff like that. But as far as, like I said, donations or super chats, the jewels and stuff like that, you have to do on Raw side because I'm not up to numbers. I think we're only up to 35 now on the new channel here. So there, I can't. You can't do that until you hit a certain amount of subscribers. So sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm trying. I'm trying. So you see here, we left off at making the little baskets and all the little gizmos and gadgets here, and I'm going to show you pretty much what we've got finished so far. I finished them up. The basket here, I made the cardboard basket there, and then it was lined with lace, and then you have the grip from the back side. There we go, so you guys can see. Lined with lace, and then it's filled with one of the little books that we made, and then a bouquet of flowers. So that one is finished and ready to be put aside until we're ready to fill in the building. So we'll get that out of our way. I like to get it out of the way so I don't damage anything. This one here I modified. It was paper flowers. I didn't like the paper flowers. So she hasn't modded you yet, Victoria. Oh, I didn't? Oh, my bad. I will. I'm so sorry, Susan. I didn't realize that. See, I don't know. The rest of you guys are modded? I don't know. I have to check. Oh my God, it's terrible. So, of course, we made a little basket, and it has the raffia handles. This was supposed to be filled with the paper flowers. I didn't like them, so I had little blue roses. So I put stems on the little blue roses and filled the basket. I like that better. A little bit of blue color instead of all this orange and yellow. This was just stinking cute. I'm sorry, it is cute. It's a little birdhouse. And all it was the paper form that I put together and attached it to make the shape of the birdhouse, and then a little wooden rooftop there. Now I'm probably going to paint that edge so it matches the blue, and then maybe put a little something at the top. But that's adorable. So we're going to put our little birdhouse on the side as well. And then, of course, a couple of little baskets filled. This is just a globe with some fern action going on it. So you can see it's like a little gold cup, little fern plant on the inside. And all that was a green bead that I covered in glue, and then maybe a little packet of fernage here. You sprinkle it on, and it gives you that effect of a potted fern. And of course, this cute little thing, just a bead, little yellow pom-pom, gives you that little, just like a little plant type deal thing. Really cute. It just helps fill the shelves, right? She needs to be blue. Thank you, guy. Thanks for reminding me. I didn't realize that I didn't hit her with the wrench. Got to hit her with the wrench. I will take care of that. And then, of course, I did a couple of these, but I'm only going to show you this one. There's another one. It's the same exact thing, just with blue beads. It's a little, it's supposed to represent like a clear bowl. And then it's filled with these pink beads. And then, of course, it's just like a vase. Cute little vase with a scalloped top edge, and also just two separate pieces. The vase-shaped bottom bead, and then the bowl-shaped bead to make the top. Now, I don't know. Once we put it in, I'll see if I'm going to fill it with something, because they don't tell you to. But I figured, what the heck, here, so you get a better look at that one. I might fill it with something, or I might leave it empty. It all depends on where it goes and on the shelving. So there, you're caught up at what I've been up to. And then we're just going to flip the page, because look what we're into now. Ooh, the equipment. And I have already put together the rake, the hand rake here. And all this is black. I'll do it up against the white. Can you see it better? That black wire. And it is two separate pieces that were bent in half to form the rake section. And then you just wrap the black wire around that bottom end to make the handle. And then you just curl and shape it to make it look like a garden rake. And then, of course, you can open it up or leave it like it is, compressed. So there's our little garden rake. We're going to put that over there so we don't lose it. What I'm going to be working on today is watering can and shovels and a broom. And I've already started my watering can. There is the base of it. And that is just the wide strip that was cut and folded, put together, and then the bottom put on. And then today I'm going to be putting on the handle, the spout, and the top. Ooh, tools. Yeah, we might have more tools. I don't know. But I was a little confused at first about the shovel deal until I realized, because these instructions are pretty vague. They're showing a section where I had to cut out where all of it was white. But then they're showing that the shovel here is black. And then there's another section where you cut it out and it's black, which we will get to. But I'm thinking, okay, well, what is it? Am I supposed to cover it in black paper or white? I was confused. But I figured it out. It's two. We've got two that we've got to do, a white one and a black one. So there we go with that. You know what I mean? So we're going to start with this. We're going to get our glue out. I hope everybody's having a good morning so far. At least I didn't wake up with a leg cramp this morning. What I'm doing right now, guys, is just cleaning out the nozzle of the glue tip, because sometimes it will get gummed up. So I'm just doing a quick clean and make sure that the glue is going to come out. See, it comes up. Makes it pop out a little easier for you. And then we're going to set that to the side because I'm going to put on the handle. And here's the handle. That's the handle right there. And all it is that black strip. And then I've curled it and then bent those ends in because that's where it's going to attach to the pot section of the watering can. And again, what I did was I just used the end of the large crafting knife and just rolled it. So I got that rolled, rounded shape. Do it the best that you can. Being careful you don't stab your hand in the process. Seeing that the blade is at the back end. And then you're just going to bend those tabs in so that it'll attach to the little pot. So I'm going to take the tip of this, add some glue. That's a given. Glue's better than tape. Tape's quicker, but you know. And then you're just going to attach it to the back seam. This is going to have a back seam on it. You can see it right there. That's where you're going to put that. Are you looking forward to your road trip, Sage? Hopefully you got good weather for it. I guess it's supposed to be, of course, it's not going to cooperate. Come on. Ooh. It's supposed to be in the 80s today. Actually, we're supposed to have beautiful weather for the rest of, for the next 2-3 days or so far. So I need to pay attention to what I'm doing so I glue this correctly. Hold it for just a little while until that glue starts to get sticky. Sometimes it takes a second or two. And it's starting to dry. Use your tweezers. Tweezers can be your best friend sometime. Get that set into place. And we'll just put it on hold for a wee bit. So yeah, that's the plan of attack. Working on the yard this afternoon. Try to put it on as straight as you can. Sometimes stuff looks a little. do its own thing. It's supposed to be in the low 90s, so it should be okay. Oof, 90s. I'm not going to complain. I'm going to enjoy it the most that we can. Because the evil white stuff's on its way. You know it. We just can't get rid of the evil white stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's beautiful when you're looking at it through the window. And that's as far as I want to go. I don't like being out in it anymore. But there you go. There's that handle. Set into place. We'll let that set up for a little bit because we're going to now form the nozzle end of the watering can. And here on the paper that you cut out, it indicates where you have to bend to make the tab to connect it. So we're going to bend it in that section. And then we have to roll it to make it round. Round and round. And I'm going to use a smaller tool so that I can get the small rounded effect that I'm looking for. Use whatever you've got, you know what I mean? Always try to make it as simple as possible. We missed you last night, Miss Leanne, in the chat. We had an interesting chat. It involved a lot of community stuff. Of course, food. Food, fun, community. Okay, now that I have the desired effect that I'm looking for, I'll show you that. Let's see how we got it rounded and ready to rock and roll for our spout. And then you're going to add, of course, the glue to that tab section and then put it together. And a lot of people say, "Oh, I couldn't do this. I couldn't." Yes, you can. Come on, if I can do it, you can. Directions say 14 and up. If a 14-year-old can do it, you can do it. Don't expect perfection. No such thing. This kind of stuff, there is no such thing as perfection. It's close enough. Close enough. You make it work. Where it gets, and you get into the harder kind of stuff, is hey, Ace, good morning, Ace. How are you today? The harder stuff is like when we get into the big house. The big house. When I start doing that you're going to see is a little bit more to it, because we're going to be doing a strip down and then a rebuild, change it from a Victorian to a goth style, which is going to be so cool. So that means I have to strip everything down. Now see, I have a bit of a flat edge on this. I could leave it, but this is kind of flat. I want to round this up a little bit. So I'm going to take this pointed tool again, put it in there, and then just push on that section that's flat, just to round it off. So then you have a completely round spout. And there it is. That is the rounded spout. And we're going to fix that to the watering can on the front. But before I do that, there is a top piece that goes on the smaller side of the spout. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. We're going to put that on before we add it to the watering can. So we're just going to leave that right there. And there's that. It's a piece that we had to cut out. It's two circles that are conjoined together. You're going to fold them over to make the spout piece. Ooh, coffee. He's got the coffee, serving up the coffee. Oh, no, I did not. Yes, I did. I dropped it, guys. Ah, no. Now I got to find it. Give me a second. That means I got to turn on the flashlight because it's dark by the floor, because we kind of need that piece. What the hey, man? Hopefully I can find it. If not, I'll have to make up a new one. Oh, this is bad. Oh, there it is. I see it. Yay! Oh, good gracious. I thought it was a goner. All right. Now, Glasses back on. Make sure I don't drop it again. Let's put the death grip on it. So I'm going to just add some glue to this back section, and I'm going to squeeze it together before I lose it again. Not a good thing. It sucks when you lose the small pieces, but you know what? Don't stress it. You can always just find a way to make up another one. Especially since something like this is just a black dot. So you got any kind of black paper and stuff like this around laying around, you can repair and make it a dot. Okay, according to the directions here, it shows that it kind of has like a little bit of a cone shape to it, or a curved shape to it. So take one of your dotting tools, preferably one that's a little bit, I don't know, I wouldn't say big, but it gives you a bit of that indent that you want for this specific thing. And what I'm going to do is just push in the center of the dot. Do that. Flip it over so you can see it on my finger. So it's on my finger, and I'm just going to push in the center, just kind of, little bit, just to give that little bit of a rounded shape that I'm looking for the top of that spout. And then what I'm going to do is put glue in the center of that. A little bit of glue. Thanks for the coffee, Ace. I need it. Is it French vanilla? Or is it espresso? What is it? What are you serving us this morning? What is he serving us this morning? So now you're going to take your spout and you're going to put that right on that smaller end, that tip there. The glue off of there. Center this. Get it to where you want it. There we go. Ooh, don't squish it. Don't squish it. We're not on center. Center, Laura, center. Okay, so there we go. So now that we've got the little end on there, we can attach it to our watering can. Okay, moved over just a little bit more. And of course, I've got a little bit of a white edge on this. When this dries up, I'm going to just trim that just a little bit more so that edge disappears. Best way to do this is just gently grab it at one section, dip it in the glue on the other end. Make sure you're pretty much covering that whole edge. Grab your watering can and put it on there. Let's see, they have it down by the bottom. And that's where we're going to put it. And that's what I forgot to do. Oh, my bad. We have to cut an angle cut on this. Wow, good thing I noticed that, because that would have really sucked. So what I'm going to do is just cut an angled cut on that so that it's flush upon the can. So let's try it again, guys. Let's try it again. That makes more sense. Okay, so we've got our glue on there, and I'm going to attach this to the watering can. So now that we have it where it fits correctly. There it is. Ta-da! Regular. Oh, Victoria wants cream and sugar. So get to it there, Ace. She wants cream and sugar. Now the only thing left for this is to hold that spout in place so it sticks. Let's put that back up. It was taken off. So you just push that on there. Hold it and steady until that sets up, and then I'm going to add the top section of the watering can. She wants cream and sugar. Actually, what I ended up doing, I have French vanilla creamer. I put the creamer in, you don't have to use sugar, which is awesome because it's sweet enough. I know a lot of people that will use both, and I'm thinking, oh God, why don't you just, suck out of the sugar bowl? Way too much sugar. Okay, this should be set. So we're going to set that off to the side for a second, and then pick up the final piece of the watering can, which is the top section. and that'll go over here. And all we're going to do is fold those tabs over and put glue on them and put it in place. Pretty simple. These kits are really great. They are. I mean, it's already pre-printed. You've got the wood pieces are already cut. So I think it's a good way to get into, if you really want to get into a serious build, this is a stepping stone, I think, to that. Because then when you get into the serious build, you already know what you're doing. And then you can just go from there as far as making your own furniture, customizing it. I love to customize the dollhouses. And then you'll learn about all the tools and all the tricks that you could use to get what you want to achieve. So pretty much this is the top piece, and we're going to slide that into place with those tabs the best that we can. We make it fit. I'm going to bend it a little bit. There we go. So it's a little bit more compliant to what I want to do. Yeah. Oh, shit. I'm shingled it. Come right off it. We'll put that back on. It wasn't set enough. Turn this around so that I can manipulate that top section in place. And then those tabs will dry and we have the top section finished. Make sure it's straight. It's kind of important. And then I'm going to reapply that spout because it come off again. Hello, Pomp. How are you? Leanne is in the other channel. She should still be able to hear what I'm saying. So she's monitoring the other one. I know it's a big pain in the cheeks when you have to do two. Like I said, once I get this up to the 1,000 subscribers, then I won't have to. Because, right now, if I don't do that, and everybody goes, well, how come I can't send you a gift? Or, stuff like that. And then I have to explain, well, because it's not up to numbers. So we can only do it on the other channel. So I just figured it's easier. I need a donut or something. Yeah, do you? Susan needs a donut. Dunkin' delivery. I was never big on donuts. I mean, they're okay, but again, like I was saying last night, really got me hooked on them smoothies. So I've got to look up a mango smoothie recipe because I am just hooked. Just hooked bad. I didn't think it was going to be such a treat, is what it is. I'm just going to hold this so it stays and doesn't fall over. So we can just chat a little bit until it sets, and then we'll move on to the next one. So how's Pomp today? You got to work today? I've got a whole list planned. Whether I achieve it is another thing. You know how that works. So hopefully this will stay. So we're going to put this right over here. Don't touch it. Don't breathe on it. Just enjoy it. How about that? Until that spout stays in place. So there's our little watering can. Isn't it cute? Next we're going to be working on is the broom. I'm going to do the broom first, and then we can get into the shovels. The shovels are going to be a little bit more, you're going to need a little more patience. Yeah, I'm good. Don't normally attend miniature streams, but the last few morning crews have been R18, and I had to see it was our Laura. Yes, it is. We can do it on this one too. You never know. You never know. Whenever a comment is made, that's what I roll with. So what we got to have here is, of course, a piece of wooden dowel. Right there. You can use a toothpick, but the kit comes with this. That's pretty much what it is a toothpick. And it has notched edges on it, so it helps indicate where you're going to put like the handle pieces and all of that. And also, we've got to have some of the raffia here, which is 6 centimeters. It's 6 centimeters. You have to have 8 of these, which I've already pre-cut, so you guys can have to sit and watch me cut them all up. And we have to make a measurement of 4 centimeters for the broom. So get out your trusty little ruler and measure out 4 centimeters. Mark it with whatever you got. And then you're just going to mark that all the way around, just in case, because when we cut this, it's going to kind of roll. Hopefully not, but it might. Actually, oh no, I know what I'm going to use. Ah! Get with it, Laura. You guys get to see the knife, the new knife. That's what we're going to use. That's why I bought it. So that we can do this and cut it and not have a problem. There's the case. Ooh, let's see. I put you on my TV too, Laura. Click the like button. There's 2. Oh, I'm on the big screen. Oh, now for the pressure. There it is. Lovely case. This thing is something else. It's actually kind of scary. But that's what it looks like. It's Electrays is the company, and that's the knife itself. That's what it comes in. Let's get it out so you guys can see. And we're going to use it. It comes with the extra blades, and of course your power cord, and all these extra little tchotchkes that you need to handle and covers and stuff like that. And of course the instructions. But first time we're doing it. Let's get her done. So let's plug this in. See, I almost forgot. That's the reason I got this, and I almost forgot about it. And we're going to plug that right in there. It's really easy. Make sure it's plugged in all the way. And you get your little indicator light. This is the scary part. Imagine someone hearing that out of context. Little inside scoop, apparently the Suez Canal has been barricaded, closed again. Fuel can't get out. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there, we remove the cap. And they have this protective rubber piece on it because that blade is wicked. So remove that carefully. And there it is. Look at that thing. This is awesome now. So we're going to see how good this works. We're going to turn it on. And then this should vibrate right through this piece of wood. Hopefully. Let's see how it works. And I'm going to do it so that you guys can see. And it's a heated blade. So it's supposed to be able to go out, ooh, out, ooh, out, ooh. Okay, it heats up the wood. So do a little at a time. So, okay, hold on. That's what those little finger things are for. Be patient with me. I'm new with this. That's what these are for. Finger guards. Because the other stuff I tested it on, I wasn't holding it. Now I get it. So that's what this stuff is for. I got this because I figured it would be easier for me to cut through product and the metal stuff, especially because I have issues with the. That's what those are for. When I cut out the metal projects with the clippers, so I figured, hey Wayne, how's it going? So here we go. This is an interesting look, isn't it? It's just dead sexy. Excuse me. So we've got those on so that I can hold the wood without getting a burnt finger because it's heating up the wood. So we're going to try it again. But it burns right through. Ooh, and I can hear it burning right through. Vibrating. Yeah, and I can hold this because this is like bamboo, so it heats up really quick. and I can hear it cutting through. Little bit of a time. This is also great for the miniature figurines where you're trimming off the flash. So yeah, that's what these are for. This is so cool. Cutting, 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 cutting. And even though I have the finger guards on, I can still feel a little bit of the heat, so that's why I'm taking my time with this. But this thing's awesome. And we're going to just do that. Set that down. Look at that. Come right off. That is cool. That's cool, guys. Cut it right in half. So then we're going to put it on standby, set it off to the side. Be very, very careful, everybody. I have to go take care of everyone. Okay, Victoria. Have a good day at work. Hopefully it's not an all-day thing. Never known Laura creating destruction at this time before. It's a new thing. I'm starting something new. So now that I have it shut off, you'll know it's indicated by a white light that it's off. But you can't cover it up because the blade is still warm. Set it off to the side. Be very careful, guys. I like it. It's pretty neat. I'm going to be very impressed with how it works on metal pieces. When we cut up the metal pieces, because I've got the new kit that I told you guys I was going to get. I got it a while back, but remember I did the she-devil? Well, now we have the angel. Come on, you gotta do the angel. I could not do that. So it matches the devil queen. We've got the angel. That will be on the agenda. So there, cool. Come on, you can't tell me that is not hot. Let's remove those. Nice. And it's a pretty good cut. I'm still going to file it down just a little bit because I'm weird like that. Just want to get that nice and smooth. It's perfect. I love it. So that was really cool. So now we're going to put together the broom. Again, this is 4 centimeters. These are 6 centimeters. And what we're going to do is these are going to get folded in half and put together. So gather them all together. All together now. She's abandoning us, Ace. How dare she? I mean, it's just work. It's not that important. What the hell? So I'm going to gather these all together. And these get folded in half. My lamp is slowly creeping its way down. Is it balsa wood? No, actually, this is it's a bamboo. A bamboo toothpick is pretty much what it's like. That's because you're on Betty. Love Angels collect them. Oh, so it's gonna be fun. So Betty's gonna enjoy that one. So you put those all together, and we're gonna bend them in half, just like a soul. So they're all half. Try to make sure you get them all bend all up in the same section, because we're gonna have to wrap wire around this. Okay, it's not working out for me, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my plumping tool, and I'm going to thread this through all of the loops so that we have, see, because they come right off. So let's do this way. Just makes it easier. Keeps all the loops together. And I can hold on to them. Try to make them as even as possible. And even if they're not perfectly even, you're just going to trim it off when you're done putting it together. And I try to even them up so we don't waste too much product. And they're saying 8. That's an awful lot, to be honest with you. I don't know if I want to make it 8 because it's an awful bulky broom. We'll see. We'll see. This is where you make the decision whether you want to make it your own and tell the instructions. Well, screw that. I'm going to use what I want. I don't think I need the 8, to be honest with you. I think 6 is good enough. So I am going to try to make this as easy as possible. And I am thinking I am going to wrap the black wire around it while I have it on the tool. Then I can slide it off and then insert the wooden handle. I think that's the best way to go. It gives me a little bit more control. I can do a little twist action here. Yeah, down. So then I can hold that piece of wire in place with my nail and wrap this around. Pull it as tight as you can, just to get it started. Okay, so there. See, that's what I'm talking about. Makes it easier. Get your pliers out because you're going to have that edge that you started with. It's going to be sticking out. It could cause you to get a boo-boo. No boo-boos. We're going to push that down in there. Straighten it out. Push it down again. So I don't want anybody to get hurt. And then I'm going to wrap this one more time. There we go. And then you're just going to snip this end off with your pliers. Okay, is Miss Sage leaving us too? I missed it because I'm not. Let's see. Is Miss Sage leaving too? If she is, Sage, honey, be very careful out there. Safe trip. Enjoy yourself. Or is it that Ace is leaving us? Either one, guys. I hope you have a good day. Whoever's leaving us, we will be sad, but we get it. You've got stuff to do. So we just clip that off. 1, 2, 3, out of our way. And you've got that sharp edge that you got to take care of. Push that down with your pliers. Making it nice, nice, nice. And see, I slid it off. So now we've got what we need to have. And all we've got to do is take this, put it in our glue. Actually, I want to put it a little higher up, so I need a little bit more. Yeah, I needed to get some sleep, Kyle. Okay, get some sleep, Pop. I know you work the late shift. So everybody's leaving us. I know it's because it's an earlier show. And now I'm going to do is just separate these pieces with my fingernail. Hold one end down, if possible, and then put that handle right in the center of those, just like that. And if it's possible, if you can, you didn't squeeze the wire too tight, you should be able to push this down into the wired section. I did what I did. So now you've got it. And I'm just going to do a little tweaking of the wire wrap. And look, there's our broom. And you see that they're not all even. So I'm going to trim that off. Even though we did our best, sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. So just trim it even. And look, oh my God, how cute. Let's get that out of the way. I always have a garbage can right here next to me on the floor so I can get rid of the mess. Yes, get your rest. All right, this here, I don't like this because it's not together. So I'm just going to adjust it. There we go. Pushed it down. So it makes it look good. Now we're supposed to put, okay, nothing on the top of this one. So this is it. This is the broom, guys. Isn't that just the cutest thing? And I don't think we needed the 8. The 6 were enough. So we're just going to set our little broom aside. Little broom. And I'm sure that our little watering can is set up, so I can move that up out of the way. And now we're going to work on the shovels. And clean that section off. And we're going to work on the black shovel first because I'm going to show you how I cut these out. So I've got a smaller pair of scissors to use. And I'm just going to do a general run through and cut this out really quick. This is the parts to make up the shovel. I've already cut out the white one, so that's all ready to rock and roll. We're just going to do the black one. I just left this one so you guys could see how I'm cutting it out. Pretty basic stuff, you know. Everybody knows how to follow the line. So there's that one piece. And then we'll do the next piece. Yes, Pop's got to get his rest. Works nights. I'm telling you, working nights used to kick my butt for the longest time, and then I got used to it. And then now that it's been years since I've worked night shift, and I'm still on that schedule, believe it or not. It's really strange. I just never got out of that schedule. This is going to be the head of the shovel, and you're going to see the line goes inward when we're cutting it because this top section is going to wrap around the handle. So you make sure that you cut into that section to accommodate, the wraparound. So I'm just going to clip in there, drop it like I do, and then snip off the end. Get rid of all of that weight. There we go. They're all leaving us. They're all leaving us. Actually, I thought about doing this on Monday, but there's a lot of people that go on Mondays. So I figured, well, let's just do it Sunday morning. Give you guys something to listen to while you're having your morning beverage. So there's the back half of the shovel. This is the front half of the shovel that I'm cutting out. Because I don't like to intrude on people's schedules. I know it's getting harder and harder. You know it is. More people going live. I do the brew in the morning on Mondays, but in the evenings it's usually the rest of the gang. So like Jeff and Dina. So I don't like to trample on other people's time slots. And sometimes that happens. There's not much we can do about it. So I'll line this up. And there's the front half of our shovel. So we're going to get that out of the way, the garbage. So it's taken care of. Okay. I'm glad you did it this morning. Oh, good. I'm happy. Good. I saw a man who had over 1,000 stitches in his face. He was wearing balaclava. Oh, jeez, Wayne. What are you up to today, Wayne? Dropped it like it's hot. Well, I figured Sunday morning was the better choice. Okay, so we're working on the black one, which right here. So I need a 4.5 centimeter wood piece to accommodate the handle, and I believe it is this one. I marked them earlier, guys. I could be wrong. This could be the other one. Yeah, this is the other one for the white. This is the 4.5. Right here. This is the 4.5 one. So here we go. We're going to get to play with a knife again. Put on these sexy finger thingies. You're chilling with family? That's all you're going to be doing today? You can come over here. I can give you a honey to-do list. Seeing that my husband always runs when I pull the list out. Even though I told him last night, we need to get this grass done. He's like, yeah, I know. So we're going to... This makes it a little difficult because the thumb one doesn't go all the way down. But I'm working with it. So now we're just going to cut this end off here. This knife is just freaking cool. Just turn it on. Touch it to the mark. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it's going to perform on the metal pieces. Oh, see, cut that right off. Bad boy's gone. That is just scary perfect. So yeah, if you guys are ever looking for, let's shut it up, a crafting knife, or a utility knife, and this is an ultrasonic heat knife, and it's freaking awesome. I'm loving it. I'm loving it until either I get burned or I get stabbed. Then you'll hear me bitching. So now I can remove my little finger thingies. That was really quick. We're just going to get better at it as we go. Okay, so now we're just going to take one end. This notched end here is where we're going to put the handle sections. So we're going to work first on the bottom part where we put in the shovel backing. And that was like this. So we're just going to put some glue on the shaft of that wooden handle and put it in place. Do a little roll action on that glue. So you've got it stuck on there like that. See that there. Now I'm going to add extra glue on it to roll over those little tabs. We have plenty to do, but not on Sunday. Oh, I know. It's supposed to be a day of rest. But, you know, there's never that day around here. There's always just too much to do. Of course, there has been times where I just said, screw it, and passed out for the day because I've been, overdoing. So what I'm going to do now is just use my finger to brace this piece and then roll these other pieces over with the tweezers. So I get what I'm looking for. You know what I mean, Jilly? Have to hold in place. Pinch it together till the glue sticks. Get behind it. That'll help me out. And that's the beauty of the fingernails. There. So I've got it rolled over, and I can pinch it with the tweezers and hold it in place until it sets up. See that? No matter what I mention, the honey to-do list, everybody cut and run. They just run away. Look. Ah. My little gnome. He keeps me company. Along with my little Lulubelle thing there that's on the microphone. That little troll thing. They're just cute. So that is set in place. Now we're going to put on the front part, which is right there. Right there it is. So what I'm going to do is add glue to this whole section here so that this will stick. So that means here, all the way around on the bottom section, because that's where it's got to go. We want her to stick. Use whatever's easier for you to manipulate. Now, I'm going to hold this a little bit longer, guys. A little bit longer. Some people like to use a paintbrush. I just, the craft knife, the tip is perfect size. to get and manipulate the glue where I want it to go. And then I'm going to pick up the second piece, the front piece, and place it on there where it needs to go. I'm kind of double working it. I'm still holding the top section there with the tweezers so it sticks. And then you're going to manipulate that piece and you're going to push it down. So it gives you that shovel indentation that you're looking for. So that would be all in this section here. You're going to push it down. So it gives you that scooped effect. If it helps, you don't have nails, use your tweezers. Slide this into place. Support it with the back with your finger. So this way you're going to get that scooped effect when you're pushing that into place. The best that you can. Now play around with it a little bit. It's all right. Because you know how it is. You push on one spot and then the other spot pops up. And I kind of give it a rolled effect as I'm doing that. So you get that shovel shape. That's what you're looking for. Just kind of just pinch and twist it up a little bit. So you're getting that shovel effect. And don't worry if you got a little spot there where you think it's overextended, we can always adjust and trim as we go. I'll show you how we take the scissors. A little white showing through on this side. So I'm going to trim it. That's all. Trim it till it disappears. That's it. All gone, fixed. Same thing on the other side. You flip it over, they got some white. Trim it. No rules. You make it work until it looks like what you want it to look like. And there it is. There's our bottom part of our shovel. Now we're going to put the top section on. Whatever the hell I did with it. Does the black one have a top section? Yeah, it does. How did I do with it? Oh, there. I think this is it. I knew it was there. I thought I was losing my mind. Because it was flipped over. There it is. So what we're going to do is just add glue to this top section so that we can put the top piece on. Just roll it into place. I'm going to glue all the way around. Give it full coverage. You got to have full coverage. Grab that piece. Bring it to the edge because it's not letting me get under there. There we go. Apply that on there. And we're going to roll it on. Hopefully roll it on. There we go. Just keep rolling it until it's tight and it's where it's supposed to be. Glue down that edge, that edge, so that it'll stay. It'll stay in place. A little added glue, and then just roll it again. Kind of rolling it like you're rolling an old-fashioned cigarette. How about that? They give you an idea. Roll, roll, roll. Pinch and roll. You guys know what I'm talking about. And there's that edge. It's rolled on there tight. And there we have a handle to our shovel. There it is. Isn't that cute or what? Pretty easy stuff. So we're going to set that to the side until we need it. And then work on the white one. The white one's going to be almost the same, but it's going to have a handle that goes up. Did I lose anybody yet? Hey, Boo, how's it going? Good to see you. It's good to see you in here. How are you doing? She says, "Oh, you've opened up your camera to show more. Yay." You know what? I didn't know that the setting did this. Phil is the one that pointed it out to me. So now you guys actually can see what the hell this stuff looks like. Because I kept messing with the settings. I'm thinking, why can't I get close-ups? So we have to thank Phil for that one. So now that you get a close see, I'll even show you. Look, boo. We made this already this morning. Our little watering can. So you actually now can see it's a watering can. Isn't it too stinking cute? And I don't know if you caught the broom. So now, yeah, you guys can see it better close-ups. Yeah. So and I mean, just hopefully inspires people to jump in. I know I've inspired some of you to start doing your own miniatures, and I'm looking forward to seeing them. So you guys got to share. I'm looking forward to it. I guess feels good for something. Yeah, he's the one who go, Laura, click on this, and it'll bring. I go, okay, never thought of it. Clicked on it, it was like, poof. I'm like, yes, that's what I was looking for. So Phil got the cookie for the day. He got us going. Okay, so now again, we're going to be cutting our handle for this next one. Gotta put on the finger thingies. This is just a fashion statement. I should go around town with these on. Cloth finger condoms. But now I know why we have them, because the wood heats up. And I'm sure when I do the metal, that's going to really heat up. So let's cut this at the mark that I had put on there. Now, last time it zipped right through, so this is going to be, should be quick. 1, 2, 3, it should go right through it. Like the last one. It's going to make a big fat layer on me. But you still, even though I have the finger things on, I can still feel the heat a little bit. Not bad, but a little bit. So this one, I just snapped the end off. So there we've got our 2 pieces. But please, God, don't forget to always shut this off and be very careful of that tip. That tip's nasty. We don't want any accidents. Yeah, I've bought one, but I still haven't started it yet. I've been keeping busy with my pet sitting, so not much time at home. I see. But I remember you got one. So I'll be looking forward to it. Okay, so now we're just going to put together the second shovel, which I have all the pieces already pre-cut here. So let's grab them and move them up to our advantage, and while I wreck the joint. Here, let's put our little rake in the box so I don't lose it. I always keep a little box or a little container to put all the finished product in so we don't lose them or they don't get damaged. Because one time I didn't do that and stuff fell on it and broke things and I had to redo it. And I was a little upset. You know, you do this work and you don't want to have to repair things. Especially if you're doing a custom job for somebody and, you know, they purchased it and, you know, you don't want to sell them damaged goods. That's a big no-no. So here we're going to take this, our piece that we've got here. This is an extra. Don't throw these things away. Save them. You never know when you're going to. They're good for repair or a filler or something else that you want to make. Into the broom. Always save those little pieces. So we'll move that off to the side, and then I'm just going to start putting this one together. What a way to spend the morning, watching people put together small garden tools. Going to grab that first piece, which is the bottom of the shovel. And on this one, it indicates where the wood goes. I don't know if you can make that out. You can see where that little wood piece goes. And I'm just going to add glue to that section. Right at that section. And while I'm in it, I'm just going to put some on it. Fill in those tabs too, because you're going to have to roll them over anyway. So let's kill it all in one shot. And then we're going to take it and put it right where it indicates. This is going to be a shorter shovel. So now I've got it in place, as you can see. Make sure it's centered the best that you can. And those tabs, you're just going to roll those over the best that you can. And that's where your tweezers come into play, because you can manipulate the little corners, get that folded over, and then we'll hold it until it sets. And you can do a little bend on that shovel section, so it helps you, when you're ready to make it shovel shape. How is the pet sitting coming? That must be fun. We're going to let that sit up just a bit, guys, before I move forward with it. I can never get a pet sitter. Every time I arrange to get a pet sitter, they back out on me. Oh, we can't do it because of such and such. I had to give up a vacation one year because I had it all set up. A friend of mine was going to watch the dog, because where we were going, we couldn't have the dog, which I think is BS. As long as your pet is, leashed and you clean up after it, why can't you have your pets? Same thing with a cat. Why can't you bring a cat? As long as you clean, they'll make a mess. They shouldn't be excluded. Everybody goes, oh, take it to a kennel. I'm not putting my dog in a kennel. I just don't trust that. Even though we've got some good ones in the area, I'm not trusting that. So. My dog can't go, I'm not going. Okay, so now I'm going to take glue and put it all along this surface to put on the front part of that shovel. So I'm going to spread it all around. So yeah, I had it all set up. A friend was going to watch the dog, and next thing you know, I get a phone call. Oh, I can't do it, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. So I'm going to put on that front part of that shovel, and then press it into place. I ended up losing the deposit on the cabin rental that we put, because that's the way that goes. So yeah, I was too happy. I wasn't too happy. And I didn't get a vacation. Because I said, David goes, oh, put him in a kennel. The kennel will be good. I'm like, no. My Athena doesn't go in a kennel. So now where I go, they let the dog come. So we're going to hold this in place just a little bit. Want that set up before I work on the handle. Look how quickly that's turning into a shovel. It's been good until the other day. One of the dogs I'm sitting with got hurt somehow. He's at the vet now until his parents come home on the 30th. Oh, no. Well, it happens. I mean, you do the best that you can. They get into mischief, and, what are you going to do? Especially if they're high strung, like my dog. She's crazy. She is crazy. She's a good girl, but she's high spirited. Now this is the handle part here, you can see, and it is indicated where they want you to bend it. So we're just going to do what they say. Bend it on that line, because it is going to form this top handle section right here. That top handle section. Just gonna come on, work with me. Work with me, darn it. So there, that's bent. We're ready to rock and roll, and we're going to attach to either side of that wooden handle. So actually, I want to get a good sharp bend on that. So I'm going to use the trusty ruler with a sharp edge, so I can kind of score that to get that sharp angle that I'm looking for on both sides. So flip it around. Get that sharp bend. Now they know he has cancer, but we don't know why he can't walk, which is why he was taken to the vet. He can't stand now without he can stand with assistance. Oh, well, most likely, yeah, it's the cancer's progressing. It's a shame. I mean, it's a difficult decision. It's your pet, you love it, but how much is too much? Are they suffering beyond? compassion. You know what I mean? Can you afford to handle the treatments? It's so expensive. And I think it's just crap. There should be special funds set up for people that can't afford to have those things done. Or is it more compassionate just to say, okay, the dog's suffering or the cat's suffering? We probably should just have it put down. I know it's not the option everybody likes, especially if it's a young pet. We had that issue with one of our cats, but of course he was poisoned because of the damn flea medication. And we could have went a route. The doctor explained how we could have went. And this is what they wanted us to do. They wanted us to adopt another cat as a kidney donor for our cat. And I'm like, what? And then they would do a kidney transplant. And I said, yeah, I don't think so. I mean, you're talking thousands of dollars. Not to mention that the other poor cat being a kidney donor, yeah. I don't know. I just didn't agree with that one at all. Then I'd have two cats that I had to take care of and give injections to because of a kidney transplant. It was a tough decision, but yeah. We didn't want to see him go, but that was just insanity. Okay, so now I'm going to put on this handle piece. Make sure it's high enough. You don't want it too low. And it's just, this is where a third hand comes in handy. Well, we'll get it. We'll get it. And the glue starts to set up. It makes it a little easier to work with because it's wet. It makes it a little slippery. There we go. So I gotta hold that in place until it sets up, and then we'll wrap it with the final piece. His parents are in Ireland, coming home on the 30th. Oh my goodness. It's lung cancer, though. He looked at me like he had had a stroke. His mouth was droopy on one side and one leg did. Maybe he did have a stroke. Oh my goodness. Yeah, maybe he did have a stroke. And they're away on vacation. And there's nothing they can do until, being so far away. That's rough. And nobody can make the decisions. No, I agree, Laura. I love pets, but I can't afford a pet, especially these days. That's one reason I pet sit. I love them and I leave them at home. Yeah. It's a high cost. My pets are in great shape, and I don't take them in unless there's something wrong. There's no reason. I mean, they get, the shots that are recommended or mandatory by the state, but otherwise there's no reason to drag them in every so many months. It's just like me. I mean, I only go to the doctor when I know there's something going on. And then a lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't do that. Well, you know what? It's my pet. My pet is not neglected. Neither one of them are. And a lot of the stuff that they inject into your animal, how do we know that that's stuff that they need? So, yeah. And we've always done that. Okay, the final piece, I'm going to put glue on the entire piece. And then wrap it around the handle. Obviously, you want them to have the, rabies and, heartworm, all the mandatory shots. But the other stuff is just, I don't know. My pets have lived long, beautiful lives and weren't injected full of crap. So, actually, my uncle actually ended up getting into an argument with one of his vets because he believes all the stuff that they injected into his dog ended up giving his dog cancer. So there was a big fight. So now we're just going to wrap this around. Make it look pretty with the assistance of these beautiful tweezers to give you that finished look of a shovel. So I guess it's it's up to the pet parent on what they want injected into their dog or cat. So there we go. That is wrapped around and ready to rock and roll. And there's our little white shovel. Isn't that stinking cute? So we're going to let that sit and dry. And it is ready to go in the greenhouse. Oh my God, we get to flip the page. Well, their granddaughter took him to the vet. She's in touch with his parents. Thankfully, he's good until they come home and see him so far away. Oh, okay. Well, if he's stable, but yeah, that's rough. You go on vacation and then they get sick. I mean, it happens. It happens. We flipped it over. Our next one is, we're going to be making some cool boxes. Look at those pretty boxes. Let's lift this light up so we don't have a glare. There, now you can see them better. So we're going to find these, cut them out, and assemble these cute little boxes. We got a little square one, a little hat box. All kinds of stuff going on here. So that's what we're going to jump into next. There won't be any cutting as far as that goes. So I think the knife, will be shut down until we need it again. So let's just shut that off and let that settle around the corner. We don't need it plugged in. So let's see. We've got to have 411 and 410. 48 and 49. Okay, so we're going to look for those. And here's our pile of goodies. We're going to get on the right page here, which is 4. And I think those are it. So let's put those back up there, out of our way. And that's what we're going to be dealing with. We got to have 4, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So let's find 8. So there's 8, 9, 10, and 11. All in this one section. Pretty simple, huh? I cut them out as a complete group. Makes it a little easier instead of doing it individually, because that'll take forever. And being on the live stream, I'd rather have it quick so you guys don't get bored watching me cut paper. Just like any other hobby or thing that we do, there's boring parts. Can't get around that. Of course, there are people out there that love to cut these things out. That stuff out of the way and then you're knocking it on the floor. I'm famous for knocking stuff on the floor. And there's that. So that we can get this out of our way, put away in a safe spot, and now we just have to cut all of these out, which shouldn't take too long. And then we can put together these boxes. The vet told me that my kitty had mild asthma, told me to give her power inhaler through a spacer made her worse since I stopped giving it. This weekend she's better. Yeah, I don't, like I'm saying, I don't know. Is the stuff that we give our pets good for them? Who the hell knows? I mean, obviously, yeah, the rabies shot, you gotta have that. I mean, it's mandatory in I think almost every state. So we make sure that Athena has it. We don't give it to the cat because my cat never goes outside. She can't get outside because we're on the 2nd floor. So there's no way for her to get out. So she doesn't get it. If she was, an outdoor cat or had a way to get out, then yes, obviously she would have it. The dog goes out, so the dog has it. We actually had 2 rabies cases here in the village next to us. So I've got to be careful and make sure that, Athena is protected. But then she gets the usual stuff. We don't do flea stuff. I don't want them injecting that into my dog. So I use natural stuff for flea and tick. Works beautifully. She's never had a problem. We've never had a flea. Instead of that's because I was, big, change with that because of what happened to our the last cat. We were giving him the flea prevention stuff, and it poisoned him, and it killed his kidneys. And then, of course, like I said, with that transplant deal, I would have had him injections for the rest of his life. And I'm like, oh, come on, the cat isn't going to put up with that. That's so that the kidney would be rejected. So I just didn't think that would be fair to him. We couldn't afford it because it's not like it was, a few $100. It was thousands. I'm thinking, no, you're just getting carried away now. I loved the cat, but yeah, not to where it would put me into bankruptcy. That's just insane. And of course, back in the day, they didn't have GoFundMe's. So, and even then, I don't think I would have done it. It just didn't make sense to do it. And he was, I think, he wasn't a kitten. I think he was about 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old, something like that. So, unfortunately, he could have had a longer life because, like my other cat, we got both of them together. There's the one box. She's 12 now. 12, fat and happy. So all she does is eat and sleep. And usually once we get her riled up every now and then. We let the dog get at her. And the dog will chase her around. She's got to have some kind of aerobics. Then she'll get mad at the dog, spank the dog yelps and takes off. It's like dealing with children. So I can't stress it enough. When you do stuff like this, make sure you have a good pair of shears. Because there's parts where you get to do little nips here and there to get something cut out. And the worst thing that could happen is crappy pair of shears and it screws it up. It doesn't cut it correctly. So just avoid that. Always have a nice sharp pair of shears. I don't know about you guys, but for being I've sewed and stuff my entire life. So I've always known the importance of having several pairs of shears, one set specific for each project. I had to pretty much beat that into my husband's head because he figured, just use them for anything. You do not take my material shears and use them on paper. He learned that the hard way. Nothing will dull a pair of shears quicker than paper. That or sandpaper, obviously. And he's like, I don't get why it's such a big deal. It is a big deal. Now see, these I use strictly, and these are really nice sharp shears. These are strictly for this. I must have at least, oh God, I'd have to say 20 different pairs of shears. Because each one has a different one. I have some in the sewing kit. It's just for thread. You've got to break them up. You have to. I had a great pair of Fiskars one time. Let my son's girlfriend borrow them, and we never saw them again. I said, "Excuse me, but you're gonna replace those. It's not like those are like $5 pair of shears. I'm still waiting for them." I have to remind her. You still owe me a pair of scissors. She was doing a material project, and yeah, those are MIA. Who knows what the hell she did wrong? Let's see. Yeah, they don't know was cause Houston not to be able to walk. Said nothing is on the X-ray, but you'd think they know if he had a stroke or not. Yeah, you'd think so. I was just watching you with those big old scissors. I think I'd have to use a small pair of cuticle scissors I have a pair that are really sharp. Yeah, use those. I do have a pair of those as well. I also have medical scissors that are small. I can't locate them. I don't know what I did on them. They're here somewhere. And I prefer to use the smaller ones for this, but I'm used to using the big ones. Smaller ones are just, man, it could be a little easier for people to handle. But I'm so used to using these, I just line it up and let it rip. As long as you keep that straight line. I do recommend that when you're cutting out the V sections on this kind of stuff, you see how that little V section is? As you're cutting and you get towards that V end, the point, pull them back a little bit so when you nip, it gets it exactly in that corner. Otherwise, you might overextend it and then cut through the fold section, and you don't want to do that. But as long as you've got it lined up, and you do it, it works pretty easy. And God, keep your fingers out of the way. How many times I've nipped the end of my finger? All right, let's go all the way through with this one because I'm not getting the angle that I want. Get that out of the way. So I get that angle. But believe me, when you nip it, it's going to be quick. So, but yes, cuticle scissors are great for this because you're going to have a lot of small pieces. Now it all depends on the kit that you got though, too, Boo. Because if you got a kit, a lot of these you don't have to cut out. Some of them are pre-cut. Some are stickers. The stickers I ain't too thrilled with, unless it's a really high grade kit. I mean, if you're spending $50, $60 on a high grade kit, which I would prefer, honestly. But like I said, you guys support this work, so I try to get stuff that's on sale and the best, bang for the buck. Because there's a few of them that I would love to get, but they're like $50, $60. And I'm like, no, I can't. That's just no. But when you do get those, it's a better quality. Wood is better quality. Your graphics, so your printouts are better. If they have stickers, they're a better quality. They stick. I don't know if you guys remember the one I was doing a while back. Had stickers in the case, and they wouldn't stick to the wood. So I had to pre-glue them and then stick them on, which was double the work, a lot of swearing. Because sometimes it just wouldn't work on the first try. You had to do it a couple times. So there is difference in quality on a lot of the kits. Some I've had some where the wood punch outs are just really bad. I mean, you've seen it where I flawed boards, stuff had cracked, so you had to repair it. You shouldn't have to do that. I mean, it happens. Accidents do happen, but if it's a good quality kit, it should go together 1, 2, 3 and be beautiful. You shouldn't have to worry about something splitting in half and have to glue it and rig it up so camouflage it so that nobody sees that there's a flaw. I mean, you can do those things, but you shouldn't have to. Not for the money that they want for these. So there's our other box. See, 1, 2, 3, all cut out. I think the one I got, I'll have to cut them out. But honestly, I haven't looked into it that deeply yet. Oh, that's... And it's really not that... It doesn't really take that long. You see, I just did all these, and it was just, a couple minutes? Oh, missed a piece there. So that's why I normally cut all the stuff out ahead of time so that you guys don't have to sit there and watch me do all that, and run my mouth at the same time. So you're going to find your folds. Again, the ruler is your best friend when it comes to this. Score it all down. Now, I've had people say, how can you do all this with those long fingernails? Well, I use the fingernails as tools. Like I said, you see here, and I'm just pressing the nail on that seam, scoring it. Gives you that sharp angle, that sharp edge. Sometimes when you can't reach something, you can just get in there and pinch it, pull it out. And you just gotta, gotta have something to scratch your ass with, right? Hey, Bill, I'm doing morning instead of tonight. Yes, something come up tonight, so I'm not going to be available tonight. So I switched it up for this morning. Seeing that I was going to do it Monday night, but Monday, the schedule on Monday on YouTube, mad crazy. So I didn't want people to have to pick and choose who they're going to watch or be a part of. So Sunday mornings, usually nobody's around. So here I am. Here I am. How is Bill? How was that ice cream, Bill? Bill the brat. So there, everything is scored and ready to fold and glue. This is the top for that one box. So let's apply some glue to our palette so that we have it. Yeah. So how's Bill today? Bill doing good? Julie! Oh, there's Julie. Just so many questions, Julie. I don't know. Julie, our hot mama, going out on all these dates. So we're gonna just glue up our tabs, fold our box up. 1, 2, buckle your shoe, get it in there. Get those tweezers, fold that bad boy up. So how's our naughty girl Julie? The ice cream was awesome. Yeah, rub it in. That's all right. If I show up your house later with a slingshot and you get pelted in the cheeks from nowhere, it's the revenge of the ice cream crack. Yeah. I'm surprised Julie is awake. To be honest, you think you would be all tired out. Unless you got more energy than we know about. I got to give you credit, Julie. I don't think I'd have the energy for all those dates. People are like, oh, you can go on a date? Nah, man, I'm too tired for that shit. I'm too tired for that stuff. I managed to get up. That was good enough. So let's do the other side. One, two. Oh, you're still. Oh, she's still in bed. All right. So she's slowly rising for the day. Let's get those tabs in there. And I bet she had some good dreams. All I can think is, thank God no leg cramp for me this morning. I was kind of scared. My leg still hurt from the leg cramp. Good Lord. I went to bed thinking, oh, please, I don't want to do this again. But yeah, I lucked out. It was good. And she says she had Scotsman last night. Scotsman, was it a new drink? No. She had a Scotsman on the rocks. So here is the top of that box. Or just hold those corners just a little bit more. A Scotsman on the rocks, please. I'm just going to sharpen up these corners. Make it a little bit more square, and then we're going to just... There you go, guys. That's the top. So we're going to set that down, make our green box so that we can put the top on it. Score off these folds. That's funny. Boy, you're globe hopping. That's what's going on. She's bouncing all over the world. I gotta line this up. Please make sure that you line everything up really well, because once you got that fold, and if it's crooked, the box is gonna So if this is like a spooky house, it was crooked, it would be cool because it would give it more character. But this is a greenhouse. We're gonna make it look really cute. Loved his accent. Yeah, I like the Scottish accent too. It's nice. I'm a sucker for pretty much any accent. The first one I ever fell in love with was an Aussie accent. We had foreign exchange students when I was in high school, and one of the guys come from Australia. And when he spoke, I just melted into the floor. I'm thinking, oh my god, that is so nice. I don't know what my favorite would be, though, to be honest. I always loved listening to Sean Connery. I liked his voice, his accent. Okay, so we've got all of this scored and ready to roll. But yeah, I just totally flipped for the Australian accent. But there's just so many. How do you choose? How do you choose? So now we're just going to grease up our tabs. Fold them in just a little bit, helps me out with the fold. Makes it a little easier. Here we are, we're all working and sweating. And Julie's out hopping the globe with foreign men. Dirty work, but someone's got to do it, right, Julie? Someone's got to sacrifice. We're glad you're taking one for the team, Julie. So now I'm going to just put those in place. Apply a little pressure to pinch and get it down. Oop, little glue excess there. Let's wipe that off. Doesn't look pretty when you got messy glue. And there we go. Just give it a little pinch, pinch, pinch. Let it set up before we flip it around. I like to know. I like how you got rid of the circle filter, Laura. You can see everything. Well, yeah, that's what we were just talking about. It. Phil had told me about the setting down at the bottom over here. Different setting for the screen, and it helped bring everything into focus so you guys could see better. I never clicked on that, so now I know what it's for. So now you guys can see better. I generally just use a circle for when I'm doing the interviews, if I'm not on camera, or for the morning chat, because you guys don't want to see my nightgown. Even though it's pretty, it's blue and it has flowers on it. But yeah, hang out with me in the drawers. So that's usually why it was set up the way it was set up. But now that I know that this is for this, see, learning process, it's all learning process. So there we've got that on that side, that on that side. Well, I'm gonna wipe my tweezers off. So, but I'm glad you guys, yeah, it's way better. Wipe off that glue excess. Still do. We'd love to get Bill's wife in on this deal. Bill's wife is very talented. She does beautiful restorations of furniture and artwork. But YouTubes are not her thing. I enjoyed it when she had her show and she was redoing things or doing her painting. I think people would enjoy it. She's a busy lady. She's a busy lady. So there's our box. There it is. I don't know if Michelle's done. Has Michelle done miniatures, Bill? So, and there's the top. The top of our box. There it is. We have achieved a box, guys. Box with lid. Nice. So we're going to set that off in the corner. Of course, the lid jumped. Put that back on there. First, going to break my chops, right? Of course you are. There we go. It's over there. It's little safe little haven. And then we're just going to fold up these. I Okay, that's the top for this one. So we'll do the box part first. The box part first. So yeah, see, Julie's taking one for the team. It's hard work. She's like our liaison, for the international group. She's like the UN. Excuse me. The UN. Kill me. Forgot to tell you she's having surgery on her hand in August for carpal tunnel and trigger. Oh no. Oh no. You guys better help her out. Carpal tunnel surgery is painful. She's going to have pain. She won't be able to do anything. So, you guys better help her out. It's hard to do work and do things around. And you got that club bandage on it. God, I had both hands done. It's terrible. And not to be gross, but tell her to learn personal hygiene habits with the other hand, if you get my drift. You gotta practice, because yeah, if she's getting both hands done. Oh, just the one hand? And I had both hands done, one at a time, naturally. But yeah, I'm a lefty. I do a lot of things with the right hand, but certain things, you just can't. So it's kind of really sucks. And I remember my niece was a baby then, and I just had the surgery done, and they took off. You end up, I don't know if anybody's ever had this, but they fill the palm when you have the surgery done, and they fill the palm of your hand with this giant ball of gauze, and then it's all wrapped up. So you got like a boxing glove on your hand, so you don't move. And then when they take that off, then it's just a general wrap. And I was carrying my niece; she was a baby, and don't I trip on something? And of course, I had to catch myself because I didn't want to fall with the baby. And yeah, I ripped the stitches. Hurt! Oh my God, did it hurt? Hurt. Right-handed. Yeah. Tell her to start practicing. Oh, poor thing. And also, that was caused by doing the dental work. That triggered the carpal tunnel, and then from there it went to fibromyalgia. So yeah, hopefully she doesn't get that. I think it's a curse that all artistic people bear, is when you're using the fingers and the hands so much. It just, yeah, you pay the price, unfortunately. I've done this stuff my whole life, and all of knitting, crocheting, sewing, leather works, jewelry works, and yeah, I mean, if there was a craft or some kind of an artistic outlet out there, I was doing it, and you could tell by looking at my hands. I used to have beautiful hands. Now I have arthritic bumps and fingers that don't work, and yeah, I'm paying for it. Woodworking and all of that. I've done all of that stuff. I love it. Can't help it. I love it. I love to make and create something. And that's just my thing. Like Michelle, refinishing furniture. I love taking an old piece of crap furniture, and then you strip it down and you redo it, and it is gorgeous. And there's such a satisfaction in doing that. Yeah, hers is from doing hair. Yep, doing hair. Oh, see, that puts that to a kibosh, because I was gonna see if she could do my hair, because I was thinking about cutting my hair off, Bill, cutting it off. And to be honest, the only person I would trust would be Michelle. Seeing, oh, she's gonna have that done now, so now I can't ask her because I was thinking of cutting some of it off because it's been so hot, you know. So I just kept procrastinating because I was gonna say, hey, I'm gonna contact Michelle and have her cut my hair off, about 6 inches or so, and then give me some long layers. But, okay, she ain't gonna be able to do that. I guess I gotta keep the hair now. Every time I go anywhere else, I leave crying. So, well, maybe next year. Yeah, no, by then it'll be even longer next year. To be honest, Bill, the last time I had it done, my hair done, Michelle did it. When was that? Last year before. She was the last one to cut my hair, and I haven't had it done since. I mean, I trim my bangs, but I can't see to do the back. So there we go. We've got a box, little box. Oh my god, that's cute. Okay, now we're gonna do the lid. Yeah, she's the last one that did my hair. No matter where I went, I would tell them what I want. And having thick curly hair. And I said, I don't want it poofy. Don't make me look like an old lady with the funky. Yeah, it was. It was. She was the last one. It was what last year? No, I don't even think it was. I think it was the year before. So it's been 2 years since I had the hair trimmed in the back. That's right back down to my behind end. So. And that's part of the problem. It's 90 plus degrees. You've got hair all the way down to your ass. And so you try to roll over in bed, you get caught, it gets caught on everything, and it's hot. And it's like, oh. So I'm thinking, I need to cut it off. Just need to cut it all off. Start out with some new stuff. Because it'll probably be again another 2 years before I have it done again. So. I don't think I'll ever take the big plunge and have it all taken off. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I've always had long hair. Except for a couple times when I was young, my mother got tired of me screaming when she brushed my hair, so she cut it all off. I'm doing a tuck, and it's attached there, and there we go. We got the one side of that box lid done. Yeah, it definitely had to been a couple of years now. Because remember, about all the jewelry over for the girls. Bill was cutting the grass. He was all sweaty. He wouldn't come and do mine. It's like, what the hell, Can you put a small AC unit in your studio window? I can. The problem is, if I run the AC, I can't run the computer. Because the only plug that is available runs the computer. I mean, you've seen the setup. I could put one in the studio, but then I wouldn't be able to run the computer. Something would get damaged. Or something would, I blow a fuse. So I'm limited. Because I know that Leanne had asked me if I could do that too. That's why I have the fans. They don't draw as much power as the AC would. So it is what it is. That's all right. Actually, it's cool in here this morning so far, but it's early. We haven't gotten up to the 80 mark yet. So there we go, guys. There's the lid. Goes on our little box. And there we have box. How cute is that? And we are at the last 10 minutes. The other box we've got is the round. Um, Up to you. You want to chat or you want me to continue doing the round box to finish off the show? Yeah, I would have to run a separate line. When Joseph had this at his bedroom, when he was running, uh, he had the fridge and he had his gaming system. That was cool. But in the summertime, when they put in the air conditioning in the window, then he'd have to shut down the refrigerator. Joseph never ran a computer system in here. He had a gaming system and didn't have an issue. But if you, yeah, I can't run the computer system and an AC. It would just something would go bad. So we don't want to do that. And I'm not running another line. For one, my father's getting too old to do that stuff. I'm not hiring an electrician. I'm not doing it because I don't want to get electrocuted. So we'll stay away from that. So it's all right. I work. I work with what I got. I do the best with what I got, and that's okay. Might take me a long time. Oh yeah, the electrical in. Yeah, we'd have to run a whole nother line, and I'm not gonna do that because I don't plan on staying here that much longer. So I'm not gonna. If I hire an electrician, it'll cost me a fortune. And if I'm gonna do that kind of investing, it would be in the new place, not in this house. Like I said, I've already got guys who want it to make it into college housing. Let them do it because that's what they'll do. They'll cut the place, rewire everything, and rent it out to college students so they can have at it. Because I plan on moving one more time in my life, and that is it. Where we end up is where we stay, and it's going to be a smaller house. I'm too old to be maintaining a big house. And I don't want to do it. And I don't want to be a landlord and somebody rent out the downstairs. Ugh. Then you got to deal with people. wrecking the apartment. Yeah, I don't know. And complaints and blah, 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 and whatever. So I don't want to deal with any of that. So I'm just going to cut this rounded piece out. Our little hat box. So there's that one piece. Dang, I can do it. Oh, the electrical? It's a nightmare, Bill. It really is a nightmare. Getting the wiring through the walls. It's an old house. It's got that clapboard shit and plaster stuff that's behind. That's what the walls are. 100+ year old house. That's what you deal with. It's just it's a big pain in the butt. It's not too bad. Like I said, when it is really hot and I'm doing the shows, I just have the fans going, even though that's causing issues with recording. I've figured out how to fix that, but now I've got to wait. I have to get new equipment. A lot of the stuff I have is outdated, too old. So that's why I was mentioning to people on the show last night. If they wanted to help out and donate towards it, that would be great. It would get me up and running quicker. I would have had the money if I didn't have to pay for a plumber. The plumber did me in. So it is what it is. We just do what we got to do. So now what I'm doing is just cutting out the bottom section of this hat box. That's usually how it works. You got stuff saved for something, and then something breaks, and then you gotta, that takes care of that. That's my luck. So it might take me a little longer to get the things that I gotta have. but that's all right. Which I need to do the recording again. I'll be working on that at some point. I'll just have to shut the fans off. So you don't hear it. You don't hear it. Just a heads up, I'm waiting on a company. Might have to head out soon. Oh, you're waiting on company. I told you I couldn't come over today, Bill. I was busy. Busy, man. I'm busy. Okay. So. Where's the top? A circle on that. Circle on that. Oh, I got it. Okay. This bottom section here is the bottom of the box. This is the top. Aha. See, I was a little confused. I thought I had two. So that's that section there. And what I'll do is save that cutting out for next time and just talk with you guys for a little bit before we shut down the gig. We'll shut that light off and I'll see what everybody's been talking about. Oh, did I tell you I heard back from him? No. I know you said something about you wanted to know how long of a recording, and I did the demo was 30 minutes, and then I did a 1 hour show. So now I got to redo the 1 hour show because it was okay, but I just wasn't happy with it. It wasn't good enough, put it that way. But yes, I do recommend this ultrasonic knife, guys. It does a great job. Just always please be careful if you ever get one. Wait till it cools down before you put that cap back on. Otherwise it'll melt. But a great tool. I'm really happy with it. So it's if you guys are doing little things like this and you're interested in something, I would recommend the Electric Rays. It's called. That's the company. Great kit or case it comes in. And of course, you get the protective fingertips, extra tips, and other tips that go with it. And zipped right through that wood like nothing. So using, I can't wait to use it on metal. I think it's going to be awesome. So this way I don't have to use the nippers. That's what screwed my hands up with doing the ship. So I might even be able to finish the ship build now that I got this to just cut right through that. It's a great stuff. Great tool. Great tool. Hey, Jimmy, did you ever figure out what you needed to about putting it all together, Laura? The radio show thing, I mean. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Betty. That's why I'm doing it. You guys said you like doing it, so I'm doing it. It's fun. And if and like I said, if it inspires somebody to do it, do it. Jimmy, I need some new equipment. That's what I need. So yeah, last night I put out the beggar's tag. If anybody wants to help donate towards some new equipment. The stuff that I have isn't compatible with the system that I have anymore, or it's too old. And there's just things that I need to make it work. Not just for the radio thing, for the show here as well. So I've got to upgrade onto some stuff. And unfortunately, it's going to take me a little while because I just don't have everything that I need to do better programming. The soundboard that I have, the first one wasn't compatible. No, my bad. The first one I had was burned up. Actually, Bill told me that when he came over and helped me set up this system. He said he smelt it. It was burnt. So that one was no good. Then I purchased another one. It's not compatible with the system. So now I need a soundboard. And I got online and typed in the computer that I'm using because I'm tired of buying stuff that doesn't work with this computer. And actually, I found it. The computer, it comes from Viper Tech, but that's not the name of the computer, which I thought it was. It's not. It is a Stryker, Stryker. is the name of the gaming computer that I have. So I went looking online to see what was compatible and will work with this system. To do other things, I need another monitor. I need a stand for the 2 monitors. I need, there's just, yeah. I need cables. I don't have the cables. Oh, damn. Good thing you have Bill around to help you with those things. Yeah, I didn't even know that the thing was burned up. I didn't even notice it. So, yeah, it was a while back. Was it last year? He helped me put the system in. But now that, I'm doing more advanced stuff with the shows and then the radio thing, the stuff I have is just old and doesn't work. So I'm working on bare bones. I took everything off that I had hooked up, and I'm starting from scratch again. So that's pretty much where I'm at. And then I'm going to have to learn how to use it and adjust it so that I can get better sound. It is what it is. It's a learning thing. I get it, and I do the best that I can, trying to learn everything. And then I have like you and Bill to help me out with these things, because this is what you guys do. So, but see, that was the big hurdle, was I was using stuff that wasn't compatible with the system, because I would put it in and it doesn't recognize. I'm thinking, what the flip? And then when I would get it, it would semi work, but not all the way work, So how does it half work? And then, like with the sound buttons and stuff like that, because Bill has heard me mess around with the sounds and all that. I could hear it in headphones, but it wouldn't come out online, so nobody would hear any of it. So that was worthless. So that's in a drawer. The other one burned up, and so yeah, that's, if I can't get help with raising funds, which is, I understand, it's all good. It's just going to take me longer to get what I have to have. Which ain't a big deal. It just will take longer. I could fill you in more, Jimmy, later on. But I want to thank everybody for hanging out today with the minis. I hope you enjoyed all of our cute little things that we made today. Our cute little watering can and our broom and these cute shovels. We've got ebony and ivory shovels, and then our 2 cute boxes. I think we got a lot accomplished. That's just adorable. I'll be working on that 3rd box, and then we've got some candlesticks and other containers that we are going to be pressing on. And oh, look, more paper flowers. It's all right. I'll get over it. If I get mad enough, I'm going to go out in the shop and get regular silk flowers, and I'll replace them. It's all we can do. So do you need a new interface? I guess I do. So stressful. It is stressful. It's, the watering can looks heavy. It is. It was terrible. It stressed out my fingers. I was having a hard time. Anything, anything for the art. So yeah, guys, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. You guys are the best, and hopefully the channel will grow and everybody will continue to enjoy. And like I said, the next project, once we would do this one, I still have other ones that we've got to finish up, but we'll do those in between. But I want to get back into the metal project. Like I said, that I did the Devil Princess one, and I want to do the Angel, because these are just so fun. It's a lot of little stuff, but it's fun. But yeah, we've got this one coming up. I've still got the spaceships I've got to finish, and then that custom redo of that mini dollhouse, which we will get into probably maybe next time. So hopefully everything is good and everything will work. And I'll be back next Sunday for the miniatures. Don't forget, guys, to check me out on the raw side. We've got the morning brew crew. Come hang out, have some coffee, and some great chat with a great group of people. And then, of course, Wednesday nights for raw side Wednesdays. Until then, everybody have a great Sunday. Try to relax, enjoy. I've got yard work and a pool to visit. So I'll catch all of you later. You guys are the best.